It's the 1800s, and a young woman named Elvira is on her way to a merchant's palace with her sister Alma and their widowed mother, Rebecca, who has married the widowed merchant Otto. Otto's daughter, Agnes, gives Elvira a tour around the house and introduces her to their stable boy, Isaac. Elvira has been reading Prince Julian's poems and tells Agnes that she wants to marry her. At dinner, as they celebrate the newlywed, Otto suddenly starts having a heart attack and soon dies right at the table. Later, Elvira brings in food for Agnes, who is grief-stricken and lying on the bed all the time. As she finds herself sleeping, she starts using her brush, but soon gets asked to leave. Agnes insults her, calling her indecent for settling in like this. She tells her that it is only because of her mother's money that his father has married someone like her. She instantly runs to her mother to tell her that they are not rich, but the merchants are already there, who leave all of Otto's property in her name, which is only a few gold coins. Rebecca faints, and to console her, Elvira tells her that she will get married to the prince. But Rebecca laughs and asks her to look at herself in the mirror. Elvira sees herself in the mirror and realizes that she is not very good looking. After a few days, when a horseman comes to invite them to a ball, Elvira gets very excited. Agnes gets an invite, and Elvira gets one as well. She is named as Ugly Stepsister. It is also said that the prince will choose his bride from this ball. Elvira is now on a preparation to get good looking. Her mother has called up a physician, who first gets rid of the braces with some huge instruments, terrifying Alma. Elvira looks at her clean teeth and is very amused. But now it's time for her to fix her nose. The physician brings in a small chisel and a little hammer. He places it over her nose and strikes. Elvira screams in pain, and the action is repeated for the second time. The next day, with a nasal splint, she is at the training academy with various other girls to get prepared for the ball. When they're taught to dance, the teacher asks Elvira to step back. She steps 1 and 2 rows behind, but she screams at her to go to the last line. There, she finds that the girl beside her has braces. At dinner, Elvira is frustrated to find that she's only given lemon juice to lose weight. But she looks at the others' food and feels hungry. At the table, Agnes starts fighting with Rebecca because she hasn't yet prepared for her father's funeral. The body is still rotting in the house. Rebecca doesn't pay much heed to it, and she angrily leaves the table. The next day, they are taught some further moves, and a list of the final participants is out. Elvira is rather surprised to find her name at the end. However, at the dance class, the teacher tells her that she has only made it this far because her mother has paid her. Elvira is very upset, and at night, she looks at herself and realizes that she is very fat. The next day, she meets Madame Vanya, who tells her that she reminds her of herself. She checks her nose and inspires her that she can get beautiful too. She gives her something and tells her that it is only what's inside that matters. The next morning, while she is hanging out with Alma, she shows her what Madame Vanya has given her. It is the egg of a tapeworm. By eating it, she can get thin very quickly, even after eating a lot, because the worm will eat it all up inside her stomach. Alma calls her crazy for doing all these and departs from there. Agnes and Isaac are lovers, and Agnes tells her that she will have to leave him because she has to get married to the prince, since it's hard for her to keep living. Meanwhile, Elvira brings out the worm egg and swallows it. As she returns home, she hears a sound and catches Agnes and Isaac making love. She runs from there. And after the news is heard by Rebecca, she beats up Agnes for sleeping with the stable boy and puts her to work with the maids. She also throws stones at Isaac and drives her away. But Agnes can't do anything about it. 3 months pass by. Elvira's nasal splint is finally taken out, and she has gotten skinny as well, whereas Agnes works as the maid. To erase her identity, they have named her Cinderella. Elvira is now up for getting some eyelashes. The doctor pins her to the chair and sews the eyebrows with her eyes, which makes her scream loudly. At night, with her eyes blindfolded, Elvira feels extremely hungry. She gets up to find some food, and while she can't help herself, it is Cinderella who gives her some cake. Some nights later, while Cinderella is serving Elvira, she finds that her hair is falling. She tells her as well, and she freaks out seeing it. Rebecca has ordered an expensive dress for Elvira, and a merchant has come to deliver it. As Rebecca calls Cinderella to put it on Elvira, the merchant is rather fascinated with her, but he acts vulgar towards her, and she spits at him. Later, the merchant focuses on Elvira and finds that her hair has been falling. Rebecca is freaked out seeing this as well, but the merchant brings her a wig and puts it on her. At night, Cinderella takes out her old dress from the basement because she's preparing to go to the ball as well. However, Elvira sees it and tears it all up. As Cinderella sleeps along with her dress by her father's rotten body with worms all around, she sees her mother, She sees that the worms are sewing back the dress. Her mother tells her that a coach will take her to the prince's house, and it will later turn into a pumpkin so she can hide it easily. The next evening, it is the time of the ball, and Elvira, all dressed up, reaches the mansion. There are various other girls who are introduced to the prince one after another. Everyone else makes vulgar remarks to all the girls who come by. It is finally the turn for Elvira, who appears with her mother, and she acts like a puppy and barks from time to time. Everyone is mesmerized by her looks. Later, when it's time for the dance, all the girls line up. At first, the prince will choose the one to dance with, and then everyone else will take a partner. The prince slowly walks around, and even though he stops near a girl, in the end, he approaches Elvira to dance with her. Elvira feels very proud, and they begin dancing. Meanwhile, Cinderella has appeared with a cover over her face. She grabs everyone's attention, and the prince soon leaves her hand and reaches Cinderella to dance with her. Elvira is heartbroken and angry. Her mother comes to comfort her, but she suddenly starts feeling sick. She runs out of there and pukes out a lot of worm eggs. Her mother finds her, and Elvira yells that she is dying. Her mother tells her that she should get herself together because there are a lot of other men, and she should focus on them right now. She slaps her and walks out. Elvira returns to the ball and starts dancing with a guy. After some time, when the hour's bell rings, Cinderella runs away. The prince runs behind her, but she has only left one of her shoes. The prince returns and tells all of them that the girl who will fit this shoe is the one he will marry. Elvira returns to the house and finds a pumpkin at her feet. Cinderella is by the fire, minding her own business, while Elvira comes in with a chopper and asks her to give her her other shoe. She attacks her, and Cinderella runs upstairs. Elvira overpowers her and gets hold of her shoe. Rebecca comes out, but there's a man in her room who keeps pulling her. Elvira tells her mother that it was her with the shoe, but Rebecca, busy with the guy, tells her to get over it. Elvira, in her room, sees that the shoe doesn't fit her. Now, she decides to chop off the part that doesn't fit in the shoe. She puts the chopper in position and, with a log, splashes her feet. Her scream awakens Alma, and she arrives to rescue her as Elvira cries in pain. Rebecca has come in as well. She gives her some medicine to ease the pain. She looks at her feet and tells her that she has chopped up the wrong feet. The prince has the other shoe, and she should fit that. Alma is astonished. She leaves immediately. Rebecca chops off her other feet as well. Elvira dreams of fitting the shoe and marrying the prince. She wakes up in her bed and finds her leg bandaged. She hears that the prince has arrived. She cannot walk, so she falls down the stairs. She finds Cinderella all dressed up. She hears the shoe has fit and the prince has chosen her. Later, Alma decides to get the worm out of her stomach, which Elvira agrees to as well, since it's of no use now. She gives her the antidote, which was given with the egg. She swallows it up and soon starts puking. The worm comes out of her mouth, and Alma starts pulling it. It has gotten extremely long. She brings out a lot of it, but one point is stuck. She is hesitant, but has no other way than to pull. She tugs with more force, and the whole worm comes out, which has gotten extremely fat by this point. Elvira finally exhales a sigh of relief. The worm is still in the ground, flickering, as Alma takes it and cuts it to put it to death. Alma prepares to leave the house with her sister. She gets to her mother's room to take anything essential, who is busy with a guy. Despite seeing her daughter leaving, she doesn't hesitate much and returns to the guy. Alma packs their belongings on the horse, and they get going. So, that was the recap for the 2025 movie, The Ugly Stepsister. For more movie recaps like this, stay subscribed to the channel, and if you have liked this video, you may also like this.